Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is October, which I'm so excited about, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite products for the month of September. I have quite a bit to share with you guys today, so I'm going to skip the long intro. We're going to get right into it, but before we do, if you are new here, I want to wish you a special welcome. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that your notifications are turned on. And with that said, let's get right to it. Okay, so let's start with the makeup products. I have a few miscellaneous things that we'll get to at the end. Kicking it off with a repeat item, I talked about this Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Seeker highlighter last month. Well, I'm gonna mention it again because I have been using this so much this month that I'm starting to get an actual divot in mine. Prettiest packaging award, maybe perhaps of anything that I own in my entire collection. It's sturdy, it looks like a cute little white golden macaroon, and the highlighter itself is stunning. I actually think the more you use this, like the more I've worked off that pattern that was initially on there, which was very pretty, but sometimes once you get really into a highlighter, they get even better and more creamy and pigmented. This is so beautiful. I am wearing it on my cheeks today. I've probably been wearing this almost exclusively for the last month. It's so good. Even if you have to pay full price for this thing, this is one of the few highlighters that I think might be worth the higher price tag for the packaging and the product. I also wanted to talk about my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. This stuff is so great. Now, I've kind of been going back and forth between this one and my actual Charlotte Tilbury. I have both of these in shade number 2, but the Charlotte Tilbury one is quite a bit lighter than the e.l.f. shade number 2. So if you were thinking if you were number 2 in the Charlotte Tilbury, maybe that would be the same in the e.l.f. shade. It's quite a bit deeper. This is more of like my true skin tone, whereas this one is more of a highlighter, lighter than my natural skin tone. I like them both. I like this one to use kind of as a primer just on the high points of my face where I want a little bit of extra glow. It does give a hint of coverage underneath your foundation. And if you have dry skin, if you use medium coverage foundations, a product like this just looks so beautiful peeking out from underneath your medium coverage foundation. I honestly love them both. Obviously the e.l.f. one is quite a bit cheaper. The packaging, I will just give you a quick little, I guess, heads up. I'm not sure if everyone had this issue, but my lid cracked right here, which is kind of unfortunate, but honestly, for the massive price reduction between this one right here, I think this is like a $50 product, totally worth it. The last month during the Ulta sale, I tried quite a few different things. A lot of them I liked, some of them the jury's still out on, but the one thing that I loved the moment I tried it, and I have tried this product before, is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. I have the milk chocolate one. I've owned this bronzer before. It was in the old packaging. I decluttered it a while ago, and I'd been meaning to pick up the new version, the newer packaging, which, by the way, I say newer. It's been out for like 4 years, this newer packaging, maybe 5. Maybe 6. Love this bronzer. It is so good. Such a great shade. So easy to use. I've already worn off. I don't know if you guys can see that the writing. It comes with the cute writing that says milk chocolate matte on it, and it's like rubbed off all the way because I've been using this so much lately. I can use a nice heavy hand with this, which I actually like. Great formula, great packaging, all around just a great bronzer, which is why it's probably been around for so long. Let's stick with the cheeks. So I have been reaching for the Persona Dreamstick blush in the shade Kiss recently. Funny story about this. So I had the older packaging of this and I decluttered that one. I just had so many cream blushes. I felt like I needed to pick 1 or 2 of my Persona ones and pass them along. So I decided to declutter the shade Kiss, and then they sent me the new packaging version of Kiss, and I've been using it recently, and I am not decluttering this thing at all. It is so pretty. I don't know why I got rid of that initial one. It's basically just like a cherry pink toned red. There's a little swatch on the back of my hand. Very pigmented, but the reason I love this, you have to use it the right way. So I would recommend not going right from your finger or your brush to your cheek. Use a brush, because I always think using a brush is the best way to apply a cream cheek product. Work it into your brush and then work it into your hand to get rid of some of the excess and just distribute the product more evenly throughout the brush so it doesn't go on kind of speckled. And then tap it onto your cheeks. It will go on very quickly because it is so pigmented, but it's not going to be difficult to blend. Just a couple of taps and you have the perfect application. It's such a great color. This is one of those colors that I feel like would be good for any time of year because it's kind of the color that your cheeks would naturally have if you would just come in out of the cold. It's just that like flushed kind of color. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's jump over to a couple of eyeshadows. So I have just 3 to share with you guys today. First off, these 2 Natasha Denona mini palettes. I love these mini palettes. I've been talking about them for years, and I'm finding that the reason that these are such a win for me, for the most part, I have probably about 10 or 11 of them, and most of them I really love, is because they're so perfectly curated, you do not have to think about your eye look when you reach into these palettes. You're gonna have a good starter shade or transition shade like this one or either of these peaches right here. By the way, this is the mini nude. This one is the mini Biba. So they give you a good kind of starter matte shade, they give you a good lid shade, and they always give you something deep to smoke out your outer crease or to use as a liner. They're just very, very user-friendly. They create the quickest eye looks that look very put together and polished and just like perfectly done. The formulas are all great. I love the mini Biba. It is quite warm. You might even say peachy orange in tone. I love this one. I think I saw someone bought this on my recommendation and did not like it because they thought it was way too orange. So just keep that in mind. I like my warm tones. If you do not like warm tones, you will not like this one at all because it's quite warm and peachy. But I love that you got a cream to powder formula in here. I love the lid shade. This might be one of her best lid shades. It's the shade Blaze Nude. It's like the perfect kind of bronzy shell pink. It's so pretty. Let me swatch it for you guys just so you can see it in all of its glory. Isn't that just the prettiest, like perfect lid shade that's not too icy or bright if you're not into that. And then the mini nude, nice and warm and bronzy, not orange, but definitely on the warm kind of chocolatey brown tones. I love the champagne you get in here. The transition shade is great. This dark cherry brown in the outer corner is lovely. Then you get a more of a coppery bronze and then just a traditional kind of brown toned bronze. Some of the prettiest eye looks. This kind of reminds me of like old school J-Lo, like back in her bronzy days. Kind of eye makeup is kind of the vibe I get from this one. It's so great. Then for a bit of a change of pace, I've been loving, and I've talked about this one before, the Cozy Cafe palette from Sydney Grace. This is a newer palette that I picked up during the summer. I think I talked about not in last month's favorites, but the favorites before that. But I want to mention it again because I've been using it a lot as we're getting into the fall kind of colors. It's much more of a cooler tone palette. You do get some pinks in here, but there are a lot of cool tones in here. This top row, which I'm wearing on my eyes today, are kind of like a silvery green. They're very muted, they're very pretty. If you like those kind of tones, kind of like army colors, I think you will love this palette. Plus you get some bonus pinks, which might seem a little random, but I actually love that. I am always up for a good pink toned look, but I love kind of the gray and silver and khaki colors in here, which I'm finding myself liking more and more. I know I talk a lot about how I just don't do cool tones very well. Warm tones seem to look better on me. But here's something I will say about that. I know we kind of get set in our little ruts or what we're comfortable with or what we're just kind of used to doing. And when we veer outside of that, we feel like it might not look good on us because we're not used to going in that direction. I was recently talking to a friend about this who kind of likes to stay in one lane with her eyeshadow colors. If you start to dip into some other colors and branch out a little bit, try it a few times, and I think by like the third or fourth time, you might find that you like it more than you did the first time. It really is kind of more just like your eye adjusting to doing something different. Let's go with this right here. This is the Revolution Super Fix Brow Glue. This is simply a clear brow gel, but I've really been enjoying this one when I'm in a very big hurry and I want to use a brow pencil, so a slim brow pencil, and quickly fill in my brows. Then I'll brush this through my brows and I'll get a clean spoolie and brush them up right a few times until it starts to dry. And then once they are set, this sets them down so well. It gives them like a nice firm hold without them being overly crunchy. I have mentioned in the past my Browie Wowie from LA Colors, which I still really like. This one is not quite as strong of a hold. And then also my Butter Brow Gel from Physicians Formula, which is the most extreme hold clear brow gel I have ever tried, to the point where it's a little uncomfortable in your brows. Like if you touch your brows, you might poke yourself because your brows are so needle-like. The Revolution Super Fix is a good in-between of these two right here. So if you tried this one, you thought it was too soft of a hold and this one was too strong, this one is right there in between, which I love. Mascara. So I know I've mentioned this so many times, but I've gone back to this mascara again after my foray into tubing mascara adventures for the last couple of months. It's the Lash Extender from e.l.f. This still is my favorite mascara. It is so quick, it goes on so well, it removes quite easily, but it holds up to my eyes even when they are very, very watery. Honestly, it's like the best of all worlds. It's one of the fastest mascara formulas to apply. It will not transfer because it dries almost instantly when you put it on your lashes, yet it's not so dry that you can't build it up. It's just the perfect formula in my opinion. I don't know, I've tried so many lately that I've been enjoying, but every time I come back to this one, I'm like, no, this one's just faster. and better. Okay, I do have a few lip products to share, and then we'll move into some like miscellaneous things. First off, I've been going back to my lifter liners from Maybelline. These are so good. This one right here is the shade Big Lift, which is a good mauve nude for the fall. I've had this on my desk and been using it all month. It's so great. I'm wearing it on my lips today. There's the color right there. It's actually the same color as my nails, huh? Super creamy, quick to apply. They set down pretty quickly, but they're not quite as fast drying as like the About Face, which I love. I love how fast these dry, but sometimes they can be a little tricky because they set almost instantly. This one gives you a little bit more time to manipulate and work with, but once it sets down, it's very budge proof. I also think it's a little bit thicker and creamier, so if you really have some things to fill in, you might like the thickness of this one. It's definitely one of the better long-wearing lip liners from the drugstore. I also wanted to mention the Glow Reviver Glimmer Lip Oil from e.l.f. This one is in the shade Candy Coated. I wasn't sure I liked this the first time I tried it because I felt like I wanted a little bit more shine from it, and I still kind of feel that way, but I love the color of this one and the blue sparkle in it. It's like this pinky blue sparkle that is so, so pretty. I'm gonna put a little bit more on my lips. They're super comfortable. They feel like, it's like when you eat something kind of greasy and just have that like light layer of butter or oil or grease on your lips. It's like just slippery enough and not sticky. Okay, that was gross. No. Such a pretty blue sparkle. I love blue sparkle in my lip products. I think it's so pretty. I still found myself wishing this had a little bit more shine to it, but I love the sparkle. It's so incredibly comfortable and just very pretty on top of any lipstick or lip liner. Last lip product is the Super Peptide Lip Balm from Essence. I'm so impressed with this little thing, and I've been trying out so many lip balms recently. The Persona ones, the Milk Makeup ones, I have my Laneige lip balm, my Summer Friday, some ColourPop ones. And honestly, I think this might be one of my favorites, especially considering the price tag. You can get these for under $5. This one is in the Coral, I can't remember the name of it, Coralized, number 4, Coralized. It's a beautiful color. It does give a good bit of color. So here's a little swatch on the back of my hand right here. Actually, let me wipe off what I just put on from e.l.f. and just show you guys this one in action, because why not? So comfortable, a little bit more shiny than what I got out of the lip oil, which I love. It's one of those lip balms that you can just throw in your bag. You don't really need a lip liner or a lipstick underneath it. It'll give you just enough color, a lot of shine. It's very comfortable. I need to go pick up the other shades. I think there were 2 more colors and a clear version as well. I'm very curious to go pick up the other colors because I really have been impressed with this. Okay, I think that is it for makeup products. I have a couple of miscellaneous things. First off, this right here. I picked this up on Amazon. Honestly, I don't even know what it's called because everything is written in Chinese or Korean, I'm assuming. Basically, this is just like a hair root cover-up stick. This one looks so dark. It's actually just like a, hold on, my hand is so many swatches on there. There's no room. Just swatch it on the back of my hand. So, I mean, that looks like black. It's basically like a charcoaly deep brown, but I apply it with a brush. I just kind of will rub my brush in here. Technically, you're supposed to be able to like rub this right on your hair, and it has these little like bristle things at the end. I tried using it that way. It was way too dark for me, and it was tricky to target where you needed it. So I've been using this lately just to kind of like tap over some of my roots as they grow in, so I don't have to touch up my roots with chemical products so often. I still don't know that I got the color just right. This one might be a little dark for me, but I love the formula of this more than I like a powder. I feel like a powder goes right through your hair and just deposits on your scalp, and I want it to actually attach to my gray hairs. I still feel like I need a better shade. This one's just a little dark for me, but once you get into the brown shades, it's very tricky to get the tone right. You don't want the brown to be too red in tone, but if you go too ashy, it can start to look a little purple and artificial. It can be very tricky to do. I've been happy with this one so far. I love applying it with a brush. I can't remember if this came with this product or if it came with this other little powder product I got that, speaking of purple, this is one of those ones that's got like the powder in the top and the little thing at the bottom. And it looks very purple on my hair. So that one was a bit of a dud. But I think this brush either came with that one or this one right here. Honestly, you could just use an eyeshadow brush with this. That would work just fine. But it's been saving me from having to dye my hair every 7 to 10 days or dye my part every 7 to 10 days. But I'll link it for you in case you are like me and so tired of touching up your roots every other week. Okay, I have a self-tanner for you guys. A newly discovered self-tanner. I still love my what's it called? B-Tan Natural Tanning Water Foam. I get that on Amazon. I'll list it for you guys right here and then link it down below. But I found one that I might like even better. This one though, I'm gonna say this, if you are not very experienced when it comes to applying self-tanner, especially the ones that go on clear, they're a little bit trickier because you can't physically see where the product is going. So if you mess up, you're gonna find out 6 hours later how badly you messed up. So you have to be super careful with these. And this one is very dark, so that caution is even more true with this specific product. I got it at Walmart. It's from B-Tan as well. This is the Glow Your Own Way Insanely Dark Clear Tanning Gel. So I tried this one out, which is the level lighter. It's the dark, this one says darkest, this one's insanely dark. I always think that's funny. Like, darkest should be the darkest one that you offer. Just call it dark and then call this one insanely dark. Sorry. Anyway, so this one is 4 bars of darkness, whereas this one is 3 bars of darkness. So I tried this one out. I pretty much used up the whole thing. This one I didn't like as much as I like my foam tanning water that I've been using for years. It wasn't quite dark enough. I felt like it was a little bit splotchy. It didn't go on as evenly. I didn't love it. It wasn't really worth the trouble, this one. But then I tried this one. And I love the color of this one. It's quite dark. This is even darker than the tanning foam that I use, to the point where you do need to be very careful with this. It takes some practice applying this to make sure that you get it on the right way. I mean, there's a whole, I probably should do like a full explanation video on how to apply self-tanner, but I really don't want to do that. I'm sorry. I'll give you a couple tips here though. Make sure that you don't apply it to areas that gather self-tan, like your hands, your feet, this little area right here between your, like in front of your armpits where the skin's a little bit rougher, can gather self-tan. So you want to try and keep it clear of those areas. You can even apply a lotion or like a Vaseline on those areas before, just to keep the color from like soaking into those spots that tend to get really dark and splotchy. Your knees as well, did I mention your knees? You definitely want to use a mitt with this. Do not use your hands, because even if you wash it off, you will get some like serious staining on your hands. But I love the color of this one. This might be the best dark tan color that I've found. I love using a tanning water, even though they're trickier to use because they don't stain your sheets if you have white sheets or wear white t-shirts a lot, nearly as much as a colored self-tanning mousse or spray would. Also, this thing has 16 ounces in it. You can get it at Walmart for, I want to say it was like $12. I can't remember. I'll link it down below for you guys. You can go investigate. It lasts a good long while. When I use self-tanner, I usually only put it on once a week, maybe not even that often, depending on how much you exfoliate when you shower. But I really love this. If you're addicted to self-tanner and you'd like to find a more affordable option, because let's be honest, self-tanner is unnecessary as a product that is, especially in the wintertime when nobody's seeing my skin. So I love having one that's not like Saint-Tropez expensive, and this is definitely a much more affordable version. Okay, and that is it, you guys. Those are all of my favorite things from the month of September. What did you guys love this last month? Did you try anything out during the Ulta sale that you were really happy with? Let us know down in the comments below. I hope that you guys are doing well. I'm looking forward to some really fun videos coming your way in October. I've got some good fall themed videos coming up that I'm really excited about, and we do have a declutter on my filming list this month, which I'm kind of equally excited about and also dreading at the same time. So let that be a reminder to you, if you are not yet subscribed, please do that before you leave, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.